Hello and welcome to my channel and something completely utterly different. Well, as you know, I've done an exhibition at uni. We've now moved it to the bargehouse in London at the Oxo's Tower. So, I'm going to try to show you everybody's work. That's going to be over 100 pieces of work. Some are weird, some are noisy, some are fun. So we're starting up on the 4th floor. It looked like an abandoned hospital or something like this, but this used to be the Otso factory. So I'll turn my finger around and then we can start looking. I might need to turn the light on. I will turn the light on, if I can remember how to do that, as we're using my backup camera. So we can hear the background and its top piece of work. He's making a comment on mobile phones. Over here, Callum Smith. Over here is Jessica Murphy. So this is a mixture of photography, fine art and film and digital art. Over here is one of my friend's piece of work. This is by Manon, and she's been cleaning everything about cleaning your hands and some metaphors in that. This is a weird piece. I don't know who it's from. Let's see if there's a sign. We have a sign just here. So you've got a projector, actually two projectors projecting onto this, or is it one? And then you've got some writing on it. Quite interesting. Now over here we have, does it say whose work? First floor is pretty dark. Trying to find the signs is quite hard. And we've got a sign over here. So Anna Stevenson and this is hers. Look like she's eating a person, and these are the leftover parts of it. So this is the next one, and that is Nate. He's a digital film and screen art student, and he's done a bed representing the small living conditions some people have. Over here we have one of my friends, Lizzie. She did a performance bit, which is this mud, and then she got this projection bit. Over here we got some of my friends. We got Alicia, we got Maddie, we got Heather, and we got Stuart. This is Alicia's work, which I think is absolutely amazing. It's showing how the text in the Bible can be translated in several ways. I like what she's done here. I'm not just saying it because she's standing here, but she got some amazing ideas. So we're now wandering along a bit further. This is a stone from a house, and it's Rob Last, and you've got little leaflets about it. Over here, Pablo Smith, and he's projecting the sea with some writing. Over here, we have a roadway with some signs. I don't know whose work this is. but it's quite interesting. And out there we can see London. Over here we have another DFSA student. This is, I can't remember, let's see, this is Terrell. And you've got this green out here, and then you've got a reflection chamber, which is quite groovy. And as we're wandering around, you can see this is quite an interesting building. So this one was another performance piece, and it's from Christina someone, there's a name, and it's about hair. Quite interesting. This floor is really dully lit. This is the top floor of the building, and we're going to wander down to the third floor. This is open to the public. It's opened on the 6th and closed on the 9th. So, really good. As we wander through, we might see some more people. So let's go down the stairs. And for people who don't know, I'm not the best fan of stairs. I could live quite happily in a flat world. So going down the set of stairs. And at the moment, I'm the responsible person. I'm the fire warden, so while I'm filming, I'm also just checking that everything's okay. So from here, we have Dean's work. Here's a short description, and you can see it's toilet, and it was showing toilet doors opening, but there have been a few issues with the technology. Then we've got somebody's piece. So that's their piece there. This is Felix, and it's crochet. This is showing how it's women work, which is considered as non-work. Then over here we have Blue Yep, and it's a body on the floor. Then we have this lovely play area, which I don't know the person's name. I'm not sure where the sticker is. But this is a lovely play area, things hanging from the ceiling, bits on the floor. I do apologise if this is your work and I haven't credited you, as I'm trying to credit everyone. Over here we got my work. So we have this station here with a push button and the camera there, but most people don't realise it's a camera, and you press the button. So we now got a picture of me. Press the button a few times, then this come out on this network cable, along here. The network cable changed colour. Then it come to here. This is some of the pictures from yesterday, and we also have this nice graphic here showing data processing. And the interesting thing with my work is it's all offline, because I'm trying to show how data can easily be lost of control. You lose control of your data. And here's my sign. Then we've got Anisa, and she done a bit about emotions. This is somebody's nice table. And there's a sign. And that's a Georgia May. And it's a nice table. Over here we have some more work. This is Alice Topkins, and this is about surveillance. Quite a strong topic. Then over here we have a nice print. This by Nicola Brenda. And interesting portrayal, colour and black and white. Over here we got Jennifer Brooks, and I believe that that's a chemical makeup for cupcakes. So those are 2 cupcakes. Over here we have one of my friends' work. This is by Izzy, and she was sitting there at uni knitting this lovely piece of fabric. So then we got this lovely piece. That's by Tamara. Sorry, I mispronounced your name, but I like this piece. This is a mixture of fine art, photography, and digital film and screen art, or film and digital art, depending on the name of the course at the moment. So this is Tony Castle, and that's quite nice. Then over here we have this lovely bit where she was doing drawing on for her hand, and here's a statement. So she was doing 2 pieces in one, very interesting. So this is the next person, Don Hutchison, and a nice series of images. And here's a statement about our work. So just here we have that person's work, which you really need to go quite far back to appreciate. It's 4 large pieces of work, and then when you go in you can see all the little details, and it's a person. It's the middle of a person, but you don't actually see that till you get really close. So we'll carry on around. Here's one of the staircases, and we're on the 3rd floor. So this is quite an interesting piece of work, and that's their work, fine art, and that's quite interesting. This is one of my classmates' work. It's Samantha, and you can see that that's image. Then over here we have another series of image. This is photography. If I'm going too fast, just feel free to pause the camera. And this is somebody else's work. So Sharon's. I like how there's so many different kinds of work together. Then over here we got Heather Toking, which I like what they've done here. A series of 9 images, all of them just showing little things highlighted. I think this is quite clever and quite nice, and they are photography. So coming through a bit further, this is more DFSA work. No, this is photography work, so about that. It's her work. And there we go. And this is their work. I think this is telling a story, so I'll go the right way round. Now, this is quite an interesting one when I find the label. This is all agar jelly, and it's showing how people don't interact with each other, they stay on their own little bubble. Unfortunately, I can't find a label for this, which is really disappointing, as I want to make sure that she get credited for it. So let me just double check. No, that's a photography. So now we come over to their work. And this is quite interesting how somebody have cocooned themselves. So we're now going to the next section. So this is their work, and that's quite nice, a series of 4 images. This is the next person work, Thomas Murphy's work, and it's a nice series of boats by the coast, it looked like. You do have a staircase to take you up. So this is the next series of work. Very nice. I like how you got the same person on the screen twice. And that's John Samphon, photography. This is the next piece, and this is their work. And a nice series of images. And this is Catherine May's work. She's photography. Quite interesting outcome for photography, but very interesting. So we're going to carry on. This is photography, and a nice series of 3 images of one of my friends again. Now this is an interesting one. I won't pronounce the name because I don't want to get it wrong, but it's a nice series of prints. So we're now coming back to some more DFSA work. This is Carolina's work. And this is about her feeling towards the death of a family member. It happened a while ago, and this is commenting on how she remembers the events, and other people comment on the events. Over here we have ravens. And there's a short description. Quite an interesting piece of work. She's in my course. This is Katie's work. Sorry, Katie. And this is talking about abuse. Quite an interesting and highly debated piece. Over here we have Miranda's work. Evie's work, Evie. So this is about her childhood, and it was deliberately filmed on a VHS video. So it's deliberately grainy, and the camera's having real trouble picking it up because of the refresh rate. So let's go down to the next floor. I'll just pause you for a second. So here we are on the second floor. Over here we got Carrie's work, and there's a sign, and that's projection onto plastic. Quite an interesting idea. This is the next piece of work. Rosanna Lilly. Actually, no, I made a mistake there. So this is Amelia Young. And this is a nice pair of pictures. This is Rosanna Lily. Yep, so this is Izzy. She did a lovely sewing upstairs. She's a really... And that was actually a piece of work. They're trying to encourage people to kick the sign.
Oh no, you're going to get my reaction too.
So...
Now you're on the YouTube.
So that's kick the sign.
I feel really bad.
That's a sign. Don't worry about it. So this is a person. Quite interesting. Kick the sign. Then over here we have Morgan. And this is quite interesting. Old on top of new. Very interesting. I know I keep on saying interesting. This is that person's. So that's quite a nice thing. To me, look quite Father Christmassy-ish, but most probably isn't. So if we go back to this side, we've got Rosanna Lily with this lovely painting of collage. And then we've got Danica, she's a really lovely person. And these are her pieces. So let's see what we got over here. We have got Jacob, and he's a series of abandoned seaside things. And now we're on to Daniela work. This is quite interesting, and I believe that it's continued over here. No, it's not. This is quite similar. Two quite different but similar pieces with footprints. Then over here we've got Mickey and Daniela, another two of my DFSA students. There should be some sound going on with this, but this is projection onto photo, which is really clever. And it's talking about, let's see what it say. It's talking about identity through art. So we're going to go into the next room. This is Tate's work. Quite an interesting piece. Then we go over here to their work, which is a nice set of 4 images, which I like how you have a big one going along with the other ones. Over here we have Miranda Last, I think it is, and that's a nice image. To me, it looked like a hat could be had. Does this give us any information? Not really. So if we carry on onto this wall, we got Happiness by them, and that's a really nice piece. Then we've got this interesting piece from them. This is quite an interesting series. We've been discussing this between us, and we all like it. It's so sedate. And it's her work. The next piece is from her, Mania, but it's not quite working fully today. But you come into here, and there should be some music. And you have this painting on the wall, and then you're surrounded in this silver mesh. And there's a nice echo effect of this lovely floor. So if we go back out, We've got Daniel Holden's work, and this is quite a nice series of images. So this is quite an interesting set of work. And then over here we have Isabella someone, and this is a screen and sound piece. So I'll turn you off for a second, we'll move on to the next section. So we're back around the staircase and getting closer to the ground floor. So we find a big mob of my friends again. So they're trying to sort out Ben's on the wall. So we'll let them to do that, and we're going to have a look at this piece. It's Grace work, and this is a very large painted piece. Next we have this series of images from them, I can't say the name, and that's quite an interesting series. Over here we got Chris's work. He's fine art, and he was kind enough to drive a van for us. A nice pair of large images. And then over here we got another set of work, Chelsea Ann, and that's a series of 3 images. So let's carry on round. We have their work, and that's again another bunch of seaside images. This is Lisa's work, and another one on identity. Now we've got a nice series of 3 images from them. So over here we have quite an interesting piece. This is from one of my classmates, Joel, and it's an interesting experiment. I don't have a label for him. So the idea here is to get 2 people to stand on the spot, both of them to listen to the music and to look into each other's ears. So I'm just going to go over to Ben's work, whereabouts my friends will just be holding it up.
Holding it up?
Yep, as we're having some sellotape problems. So this is Ben's work. It's I'm Not a Robot, and it's quite an interesting piece, but not one of my favourites. And this is a statement from it. He did a lot of good work, but I know him, and I reckon he could have came up with something a bit more interesting. But he did have some time problems with that one. Over here we have Taylor Someone, which is a series of 4 images, 8 images. Series of 8 images, and they have been distorted by AI, which is what Ben was originally trying to do. So now we're going down another abandoned passageway. So in here we have a selection of work from the foundation course at UCA. So these are people who aren't even on a degree. The UCA offer foundation course, which is a way to get into education if you've been out of it, haven't got for March needed. So I'll just go through showing over work, and you can see we're right in the heart of London here. So there's some quite amazing bits here. So, like I said, this is for Bargehouse in London at the Oxo Tower. But these pieces of work, when you consider that they're not on the degree programme yet, they're on the pre-degree, it's quite amazing. So I'm impressed with what we've got already, and when you consider it can only get better. I found this one quite interesting. You've got this image, then you've got this book of images. So they've really thought it through, and I think they deserve a well done for it. And overlaying some of the images on the others really change it. So we're now going to go down to the next floor, which I think could be floor 1. So I'm going down to the ground floor first, and then we're going to do the first floor. So the first piece we've got is Josh's, and he's been aping about. He made this lovely ape suit and taking pictures of it. Next we have theirs, and it's a series of pictures. I do apologise about the sound. This is Manny's work. This is based in the beehive, and you've got honey, wires and tubes. So he managed to put a camera in an old speaker which was being hosted by a bunch of bees, and this is the output. So over here we've got this one there, and it's a series of Starbucks cups. Then over here we've got this humongous piece of work. So this takes up half a room. So it's by this person. So you have this picture here of a balloon. Then you have a humongous weather balloon in here, and the walls have been projected on pink. Then, wandering around, you have these greens showing a girl interacting with the balloons. And this is then projected onto the big balloon. So we'll carry on shortly and do the final floor, which is the first floor. So this is the outside of the building. You can see it's really, really, really impressive. It used to be a power station for Oxo Cube building, and you still got this big thing over there. Meat processing plant, House of Ill Repute, and all kinds of stuff. So this is a really gorgeous building. It does have quite a few works, but it's so nice to be in such a central location. You just go through this little arch here, and then you're on the Thames. Okay then. Pardon?
Getting a tea.
Yeah, that's okay. We've turned off the sound down here because it's been giving people problems.
Okay.
So just over an hour and then we'll be done. Here we are on the first floor. This is Rosie's work, and it's about cigarettes. She's one of my friends, and she's fine art.
Because Kent with a new micronite filter refines
I'm not sure whose work this is. So this is Kerry's work. And you've got a nice series of photos. I'll just pause for a second. So we continue on with Joy work, which is a nice series of things.